Welcome back to Sunday Night Blood Bowl. I woke up at 4:30 today and I'm eating Cheetos cheesy jalapeno mac and cheese. Not during the broadcast though. But that's my day so far. How are the coaches feeling?
Feeling pretty good.
Adam? Well, Adam is dead or has a summer sausage in his mouth, and Coach Riley is feeling good. So,
No, I ran to get some chocolate milk.
okay.
Which is why I was letting it time down.
Yeah, everyone's a little rushed today. Adam just got back from buying stuff.
Alrighty, we're just gonna kid ourselves out with Idri.
I got a copy of
Selected
Century
Idri.
Spice Road and a copy of Wingspan.
We're just gonna get a Wandering
Nice.
Apothecary and 2 Bloodweiser babes, because fuck that. I am not dealing with death today.
That's a good idea.
Wingspan's actually playable on tabletop. Well, not on tabletop. It got its own digital adaptation for like
Hey, it's
25
okay.
bucks.
My leg gets to start today, so we'll be hearing my leg when he gets injured. Yeah.
And it's
that's
not only
not
on
gonna happen.
it's not only on Steam. It got a Switch release too.
Oh, cool. All right. Well, while we're waiting for you guys to load in, the other Lizardmen versus Vampire games are ZYX Lizardmen versus Pretty Little Drainers, and
That's great, man.
You little
and-
trainers.
Pretty Little Drainers,
That's great.
and Vegan for Sure versus League of Renekton's.
Okay.
I like League of Renekton's. I think
I
that
like
do
League of
too.
Legends, too.
League of Renekton's
Renekton
and
should
Pretty
win.
Little Drainers, I think, are the two names out of those I like the most.
Am I allowed to speak?
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay, good.
yeah, you're my co-caster.
Oh, I didn't even know.
Well, you're here, so yeah. I just assumed that was how we were doing things.
Oh, okay.
You're in Madden still?
At the moment, yes.
Okay. I'm gonna stream the game to Discord so that you can watch while you're finishing that up. All right. Looks like I'll be solo casting with a color commentator to start out this game.
Yeah.
So right now, Wisconsin Vamps are 2-0-1, tied for second with Coach David's Nagaron's chosen Dark Elf team, and Gurnei are 1-1-1. So this is a play for Wisconsin Vamps to put themselves in a better position for the playoffs, or for Gurnei to start making their comeback towards a playoff spot. I wish you both the best of luck. I'll see you at the half.
See you then.
I believe in my team.
Alrighty. So it looks like... Yeah, the 2 Bloodweiser babes and the Wandering Apothecary are here for the Wisconsin Vamps. And it looks like they're going to be receiving this half.
I
And-
get the feeling that that Coach Riley is going to be needing those apothecaries.
Oh yes, he will be, because the line of the Lizardmen line of scrimmage is notoriously very, very, very difficult to deal with,
Yes.
because it's just a wall of strength 4. Now, granted, Coach Riley does also have his own strength 4 players. He's got 5 of them actually, because he's got 4 vampires, and one of his thralls got a strength up. So he can take out at least the widest Sauruses on the pitch. Whether or not he can cascade that down the line is a little bit of a different matter, because eventually he's going to hit his strength 3 players, and that's going to require a couple of extra supports.
Yeah.
But it looks like instead he is opting to protect his higher strength players and just leave the thralls to take the brunt of the blow, which is a way to play vampires. It is something I've seen vampire players do, but it's also one you have to be very careful doing, because if you lose too many of your thralls, now your vampires have limited movement because every time you want to move them somewhere where there's not a thrall waiting for them, you're risking them
They get
walking off the
bloodlust.
pitch.
Yeah, bloodlust.
And we've got a pitch invasion, and it looks like it's going to be an even split pitch invasion. That doesn't happen very much.
That does? Oh, a touchback.
Yep, there's going to be a touchback, but it looks like we got 3 thralls down for the Vamps, 2 Saurus, and a Skink down for the Lizardmen, which actually, this does favor vampires more than Lizardmen, just because there are less specialized players getting taken down. But because the line of scrimmage thralls got taken down, the number of blocks that Coach Riley can throw is pretty low, and there's going to be a bloodlust right away. And he's going to make the correct decision not to re-roll that. And he'll be biting Dolili, but that means he's going to have to get somebody else in position to help cage this up and protect him from the Saurus. And Dolili is stunned. Is it just me, or does Dolili get stunned a lot?
Dolili does get stunned a lot.
It's kind of unfortunate that he rolled like such a good stat on a player that's constantly getting knocked on the ground.
Yeah. It's unfortunate.
Yeah. But here we're gonna see a blitz from, I believe that's Dracula.
Dracula.
No knockdown. He's going to re-roll it. Still no knockdown.
Dracula.
And he has made the wise decision not to follow, and it looks like he's going to start setting up a cage along the left side of the pitch. Granted, not normally how you play vampires, but, I mean, nothing really ever stops you from caging. Typically, the way that you progress through is you set up screens first when you've got a lot of room on the pitch, and then once you start to run out of room, you start caging. But with 3 players down and 6 movement on every single one of Adam's players, it's not a bad idea to start protecting yourself as fast as possible. And Coach Riley has done a very good job of limiting Coach Adams' blocks, which is extremely good for him because, I mean, Lizardmen just want to be blocking all the time. They want to be hitting things. So the fact that the only person who's getting a free block off this turn is Lemisukas the Croc-Cigar, and it only got a push, which was very, very surprising. That means that Coach Riley's got a big advantage, and the going for it from Iguana is going to fail. But with a reroll, he will succeed. And he's got block on that Saurus. Oh, and he's going for the piling on. And Dale has been injured. That's an MNG.
MNG, okay.
That's one of the apothecaries going to get used pretty early. You would think he'd save that for using on the vampires, especially because he's got so many extra thralls on the side of the pitch, but that dodge is going to become very, very important at some point in this game, just because with how much movement all of the skinks have and how easy it is for Adam to run him down, getting out of those tackle zones is going to be extremely important.
Yeah, it really is.
Now Coach Adam is surrounding Coach Riley's players. Skink is downfield as a potential scoring threat if he can get a hold of the ball, but there's Sure Feet failing for, I can't read it.
That's a surprise.
Yep, Sure Feet is going to fail for Beardy, so he has been dropped to the ground, and immediately we are going to see a blitz down the left side of the pitch onto Anoli. There's the re-roll, and there's the knockdown. He picked Defender Stumble just so he could use his tackle skill. No injury, but now SpongeBob's got a little bit of room to move. And the re-roll's The reroll, however, has already been spent, which means... Oh, and the Bloodlust... Dracula's Bloodlust is going to fail, so he's just going to keep him in place and bite the Lily again.
Well, that's...
Had he moved Didor, or Diodor downfield, he would have, or down the pitch, he would have been able to give Dracula some room to get going somewhere. But that KO did come off, which means he would have needed another player down there regardless.
That's true.
So another Bloodlust fails.
Oof.
This is a lot of Bloodlusts. And he's just gonna
Well,
hop back and bite Wee.
They're hungry today.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know, maybe maybe the coach isn't feeding him like he should. And there's gonna be a stun. The last vampire, Count Jose Youngblood, still needs to move.
I believe it was Joseph.
And he is going to get his move off. And he'll succeed on the dodge and the going for it to get up and cover SpongeBob, which Coach Riley really needed that to come off. Because there was no one downfield to protect that. And it looks like he's going to leave my leg in place because of... The Croxiar's prehensile tail would have just made that a 4-up, and he'd already spent the reroll. So...
Yeah. I can't say I blame him.
I cannot blame him for that one. Unfortunately, though, he does not have nearly the protection on this ball carrier that he wants. I don't anticipate... We're not going to see, like, a skink blitz down the side of the pitch, but we are going to see the Saurus, because there is still an open lane here. And that's going to be the knockdown.
No.
Oh, no, it's not. That is dodge.
No, it's not.
I misread that. I thought that he didn't have dodge. He does have dodge. So no knockdown onto the ball carrier. But Parenti is going to be able to base himself up against him. And now Coach Riley's got to make some extra die rolls.
I mean, that is preferable.
Yeah. It's definitely preferable to the knockdown, of course. And there's going to be a KO onto Bill. So now Tlaxolotla has open room to also base himself up against the ball carrier. Tlaxolotla.
That's hard to say.
Well, that's because he spelled it wrong. He wants that player to die because their name is spelled incorrectly. But with Tlaxolotla going up against the ball carrier, they've got him sandwiched here. And now Coach Riley can move Dracula in to get off the blocks that he wants to. But what it means is he's going to have to make a blitz with his ball carrier or dodge out. And I think dodging out is maybe preferable. They both have block.
Yeah.
So getting the successful roll he needs on any individual die is a 2 in 3 chance. It's 1 in 3 to fail, so it would be a 1 in 9. For him to not get what he wants if he went for the 2 die, which is better than taking the 1 in 6 of chance of failing. Actually, no, he has dodge, so it's a 1 in 36 to fail the dodge. So dodge is still better. He just needs to get the 1 block onto Tlaxolotla.
Yeah.
But now Iguana is going to base up Dracula. Very good play by Coach Adam to lock that down. And now everybody on the pitch for... Ooh, that's really good for Coach Sports, or for Coach Riley. That's really good for Coach. Yeah, because now, SpongeBob has tackle. If he blitzes Anoli, as long as he gets, like, no one actually is adding tackle zones now. No one has guard there, so nobody's assisting with anybody. So SpongeBob still has a 3 die on Anoli. It looks like he's not going to go with that route, and he's just going to go ahead and blitz Beardy. What I was getting at was if he blitzed Anoli with Dracula, a defender stumble or a defender down would have gotten him out of all of the tackle zones. But now instead it looks like he's going for the brawly path, so he's going to have to beat up the remaining Sauruses. He's going to re-roll and get the knockdown. If he gets a lot of if he starts getting some like stuns and KOs or just like general armor breaks out of this, that'll be good. Very risky play. He didn't keep SpongeBob there for the 2-die, but the 1-die comes off in his favor. Yeah, but a one-space blitz onto an Oli, as long as that was a defender stumble or a knockdown, that's a guaranteed just needing to make the dodge for him to get down the field. And I don't know whether or not he'd want to score right away. He is taking a lot of KOs, so scoring to reset the pitch would probably be good for him.
Would it be a good idea? Yes.
No, yeah. I was going to say it might not be a good idea, but yeah, I think in general, just scoring to reset the pitch is what you want to do with vampires in this case, because the longer you stay on the pitch, the more your thralls get beaten off the pitch, and the more your thralls get beaten off the pitch, the riskier playing with your vampires is.
Yeah.
Because right now, if you look at where all the vampires are, there is one thrall they have to split between all of them. If any one of them fails, they are biting Diodor. And it's only a matter of time before Diodor gets sent off the pitch, because all the other thralls are isolated with all the Sauruses. So, I don't know if that was what Coach Adam was intending when he locked all of these thralls out on the other end of the pitch, but this could start paying off in his favor, because vampires are just going to start leaving.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, so whether this was intentional or not, Coach Adam has put himself in a very good position for this drive. Now granted, SpongeBob the Vampire has enough movement to score. He could just have someone take out a Knoll and then just run SpongeBob to the end zone, because having a vampire leave from Bloodlust means they'll come back.
Yes.
I don't know why Coach Adam did that. He just left the field completely open. Oh, he's going for a blitz. He does have the lane for it. And once again, dodge is going to save him. And now SpongeBob doesn't need the going for it to score. He still needs to roll the dodge, but no one's got tackle. And he's got 4 agility, so it's just a 2-up with a reroll, and if he makes it, he scores. And scoring ASAP should be on his mind. Gecko's going to have to move into position just off of the rest of the crowd to try and create just a field of tackle zones. But unfortunately, Gecko doesn't have sidestep. He does have jump up, however. He's going to use the block instead. Not the play I would have recommended for Coach Adam. Also does nothing. I'm seeing some good plays conceptually that are being just slightly botched. And SpongeBob is going to score. And there we have it. A quarter of the way into the game, and Wisconsin Vamps take their first touchdown. And they will reset the pitch.
I think that is a good idea.
It is very good for him. We're going to have to see if DeLilly stands up or not. Yep, there's both the knockouts standing up. Bloodweiser Babes, very useful. Are you watching in game?
I'm trying to pull it up now.
Okay. I will stop running the stream to Discord then. So.
There we go. Found it.
Nice. So a very good first drive for Coach Sports. The one piece of advice you see all the time with running, with playing a drive in Blood Bowl is that you want to score as late into the half as possible so the other team doesn't have a chance to score. But that kind of rule goes out the window a bit when you're playing when you're playing into a bashy team and you don't have the bash to hold against them. So
This is a really weird formation.
Which one?
For Coach Adam.
I mean, I would expect him to move the skinks out to the wide side of the pitch.
The wings.
The wings. It looks like he might be trying to go for... No, he can't one turn. He doesn't have the movement for it. Oh, wait, does Enola have sprint? No, he has sure feet. I don't think any of his players have sprint. Yeah, he does not have sprint. I know he's planning on getting sprint. Because he wants to be able to one turn. But yeah, now he's positioned himself in what I would expect of a Lizardman team.
Yeah.
And yeah, moving the Sauruses out is also a good idea, just to cover the skinks a little more. But whenever you're lining up Sauruses, usually you just have a big hey back off wall in the middle of your pitch.
Uh-huh.
Because you are fully intending to try to kill everyone in the center. See, that right there is why I don't block with my tame bear very often, and why blocking with your Croxigar isn't always a good idea. Because the draw of a big guy like your Croxigar or your tame bear, which I think the tame bear is just stand-in for a Croxigor, is that you have something with 5 strength that is locking people down from dodging away. The fact that he has Prehensile Tail is more important than the fact that he can knock someone out and kill them. Because it's just saying, I'm going to stand here, you're going to have an impossible time getting away from me, and if you try to knock me over, you're going to need to commit a lot of resources to doing that.
Oh,
So
Prehensile Tail? Yes.
Yeah, so usually you don't want to risk... Usually you don't want to throw a lot of blocks or move that player a whole lot, because you don't want the Bonehead to go off, because now the Bonehead's gone off, he has no tackle zones, so Prehensile Tail is doing nothing. And Guard is also doing nothing. And that's usually what you're trying to avoid having happen, and I don't know why he didn't bring somebody up to give him a 2-die there.
Yeah, he could have brought up, like, Anoli.
He could have brought up Anoli. I think he was just trying to... Either he forgot that vampires are 4 strength, which I can't necessarily blame him. If you don't play against vampires a lot, you wouldn't think that a human-looking character would have 4 strength.
Yeah.
Or he might just try to be protect Anoli. Or he might be trying to protect Anoli and not, put him somewhere where he can just get decked and killed.
Not base him.
Yeah. And there's going to be a handoff to Skink. I'm guessing he's going to bring Beardy up into some weird little skink cage, which, granted, just means that a different skink is going to die, but it does protect your ball carrier. So it's not the worst thing. Skink might actually want to come to the middle and hang out by the Croxigor. Especially now that the Saurus that was there to protect him has abandoned him.
Terrible idea.
No, he's getting Skink somewhere else. Okay, never mind. That was a terrible idea.
I don't understand the thought process here. Sure feet just failed. Yeah, the ball carrier is just exposed.
Yeah, Beardy could have stopped one space earlier, and he would have at least been protecting the ball carrier a little bit. But now this is a free 3-die blitz on the ball carrier. Or 2-die. I forgot it has to be over double, not just double. And there's the sidestep, and none of these spaces are very good for him.
That's a 5 agility vampire.
It is, yes. And there's
KO.
KO. Should I get the Street Fighter V KO sound effect for my soundboard to play whenever somebody gets knocked out?
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
I should. I'm going to start setting up a Blood Bowl 2 soundboard and then probably never use it in an actual broadcast because everyone will get bored of it.
Can I be real with you?
Yeah.
I'm disappointed that you don't.
Fair. And I do think I'd have to pick that one over the Tekken KO because it just sounds so much more intense.
Just KO.
As opposed to knockout.
Are you also gonna add fatality?
Whenever
someone dies?
I don't think I'm going to add fatality. I mean, fatality is good. The sound that plays already in Blood Bowl 2 when somebody dies is just so good.
Wait,
like,
no.
The
League of Legends, you have slain an enemy.
No, I just really like that, like, when you hear the death sound in Blood Bowl 2, that was designed so well that it just immediately causes a feeling of dread.
Oh. The injury sound is great, too.
Yeah.
My leg! And my leg...
My leg is
really
injured.
know what he injured.
Hang on, where is he? There he is. That is a badly hurt.
Badly hurt.
And there's Jimmy getting knocked out. Never mind, he got injured. Another badly hurt. And badly hurts don't matter a whole lot, but anything better than a stun on a Thrall, anything that gets them off the pitch, is just very good for you.
Yeah.
It's picking up on my mic a little bit, so I'll explain. That knocking and jingling is because my dog is in the room and he's got an itch under his chin, so he's scratching it on the floor and he's whacking his collar against the ground when he's scratching his face.
I have a cat behind me.
Right behind you?
Yeah. Just kind of laying there.
Perfect.
Chilling.
I've had a couple of times, we used to keep the table where the cats ate their food next to my computer. So every now and then I'd be doing homework or playing like Hearthstone or something like that, and my cats would just walk up onto the table and lay down next to my mouse.
Aww.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, if I'm playing something like Overwatch or something, that's not good. I got an arcade stick for Christmas. I don't think I mentioned that on the broadcast yet, but I have an arcade stick, and I was using that to play Tekken. And one of my cats, one of my cats hops up into my lap while I'm using my computer. And because I'm doing a computer game, like, it doesn't matter what I'm doing with my arms because she's in my lap. It doesn't bother me. But I keep my arcade stick in my lap, like most people who use them. So I was in the middle of playing an online match in Tekken, and she hopped up onto my arcade stick.
Oh no.
In the middle of the fight, so I had to quick grab her and put her back on the floor.
Well, not necessarily gently.
I mean, cats, you don't
cats
throw a cat.
Are quite durable.
You do not throw a cat. That is not a decision you make. But if you are tossing your cat like just dropping them onto the floor from 2 feet up, they are nimble.
The reroll was a skull.
Yep. One dies and lives. Now you can drop a cat 2 feet. You don't throw it across a room, but you can drop a cat.
Yeah.
I think it was a comedian I was watching was talking about how he had owned cats his whole life. So the first time he saw a puppy and like held a puppy, he thought it was just like a cat. So he dropped it on the floor, and everyone around him was like, "What are you doing?" It's like, I'm sorry, I thought dogs were supposed to be the tough ones.
The knockdown. Stunned. Oh!
And Dracula catches the ball.
Caught it.
I forgot he filled the bloodlust. And Bill is injured.
Oh, positive. Delicious.
So that's that's only 4 thralls left on the pitch. There is now 1 thrall for each vampire. That is not very good for Coach Riley. Theodore Ivanchuk gonna come up to... Ooh, I was saying he was gonna provide a tackle zone, but not anymore. Because he's got to get bit. Which means Count Squidward's gonna have to make his... Oh, and the hypnotic gaze fails.
And now the bite.
That's the first hypnotic gaze we've seen so far this game.
KO.
I'm also surprised it's only turn 6. It feels like a lot has happened.
It really does, yeah.
Like it feels like we've gone through a longer game than it actually has been. And there's going to be the knockdown onto Beardy. And that is an injury. I think that's the first injury for the Lizardmen, right? Yeah, that's the first injury for the Lizardmen. They are doing a good job of racking up injuries onto the vampires.
And that's a pretty big skink to take out.
Yeah. That's his sneaky get skink.
Yeah, that basically removes the fouling potential of this Lizardmen team.
Well, I wouldn't say that, because they do still have a numbers advantage overall. Like, if you look at the sidelines, we can assume that Theodore is going to wake up from his KO. There will be, I think, one Thrall left on the sidelines for the Vamps next half, or next drive, as opposed to...
one skink.
Yeah.
Left on the sidelines.
Because 2 people have been taken off for the skinks. Hang on, how many play? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 9 players on the pitch. The pitch will either the reserves will be empty, or skink will wake up and there'll be one backup. So injuries to the Lizardmen team basically just mean way more than injuries to the vampires.
There. I have a question.
I have an answer for you.
Who has been your favorite team to watch?
That's a really tough one. Part of me wants to say goblins.
The goblins are always a treat.
I mean, like, it's almost unfair to pick goblins. Oh, there's an injury onto Dracula.
Oh, no.
That's a big one. He might...
Regen!
Oh, he got the regen off.
The regeneration.
Oh, no, they finally fixed my little hack for figuring out if the regen failed.
What?
So it used to be that whenever a player got KO, whenever a player with regen got injured, if the regen was successfully rolled, it wouldn't show me the animation.
It wouldn't show the armor break?
Well, no, like, it would show, like, this animation, like, here with,
but it wouldn't
the
show
Crocs hitting.
the injury itself.
Well, so, the animation we just saw from the Crocs guard hitting the Thrall, that would not show up if it was an injury. You would just see someone get hit, get knocked down, the tackle would be followed up. Oh! But it wouldn't do the zoom in and the slow-mo.
Ah.
It would just be the player gets hit, knocked over, it says injury, and I'm like, oh, it didn't zoom in on the person at all. So I know they're not actually injured, because every time the regen succeeds, it doesn't show me that. Ooh. He chose to go for the blitz onto the skink with his dodge Thrall.
And the dodge failed.
Mm-hmm. Might have been better for him to just use the vampire. Because it would have been... Like, he would have had to use his reroll to get it. Coach Adam's going to score. No one can contest this. He's out
Not
of
at the
everybody's.
moment, no.
He's out of everybody's tackle zone. It would take a lot of pushes to get somebody in range to do something about this, and now the closest vampire is on the floor. And KO'd, which he should wake up. But in one turn, or I guess 2 turns, I should say, Coach Adam just swung this back around to tie it up before the half. We have ourselves a game of Blood Bowl. So what do you think going into the second half? Because going into the second half, the Lizardmen are going to get the ball back. So
I think Adam's got the advantage coming into the second half.
Mm-hmm. I would agree.
However, I think this is a really interesting game to watch.
I think the big thing to note here is Coach Riley scored very quickly. Again, not something you'd normally advise, but given how many thralls he was losing and how much he would risk by keeping in his team as it was because of Bloodlust. Because of that, I would say scoring when he did was not a bad idea, but it also put him at a disadvantage for the half because it gave Coach Adam the chance to score just as quickly. What's going to make a big difference in the second half is, will Coach Adam go for a really early score? Because if he makes... We've seen now that both teams can score in 4 turns. It is very feasible for them to score on each other in 4 turns, which I know normally because of speed on the players, yes, it's totally reasonable to score in 4 turns, but that's not always something you can succeed at if the other team's defense does well. And it seems both coaches are playing fairly well offensively, but their defenses have been lacking a bit. So the odds of... Yeah, you don't bite here. You just go let him run off the pitch.
Exactly, I agree.
You don't risk another injury onto your thralls.
Or onto your vampires.
Oh no, he re-rolled the Bloodlust. Okay, he re-rolled and succeeded. I didn't see that part.
I mean, yeah, he gets his re-rolls back at the half, so why not?
Yeah, no reason not to use it. Especially because he needed to get his other player away. So it looks like we're going to see another blitz onto Count Squidward, which is better for him than a blitz onto SpongeBob, because SpongeBob is where he's got a lot of his SPP. Granted, Coach Adam could get there. He could get his Sauruses over to Squidward, or over to SpongeBob, and get that 2-die.
He isn't.
He's choosing not to. Actually, it looks like he's going for a 3-die onto Squidward. Yeah, he's bringing one more person back over. He's going for a 3-die.
What if this gets skulls?
That would be hilarious, because I've had 3 dies where I've rolled
funny.
skulls. I've had 3 dies of all skulls, and there's no dodge on him, so that's going to be a knockdown. And here comes the piling on. And that is an injury onto Count Squidward.
Badly hurt.
Badly hurt. Did he regen it?
No.
He didn't. Oh, I don't think Sports gets the chance. Sports has the apothecary. I think he was either saving that in case there was a worse injury, or he was just banking on the regen.
All right, 1-1.
Did that player have a tongue ring?
I don't know. Give me one quick second.
All right, time to head down to the pitch and see how the coaches are doing.
That's a fair way to put it.
Hey, how's everybody feeling?
I'm feeling okay. A little bit crappy after that badly hurt, wasn't regen, but eh.
Yeah, it happens.
Iguana has earned MVP this game, and when the game gives it to some random player who didn't do shit, I'm gonna be angry.
Well, now going into the second half, neither of you have any reserves. How are we feeling about keeping players out in the pitch?
Well, I do have a guy who, well, if we get a drive finished, I will have a reserve. I have a potential to have a reserve pop up because I do have somebody who's just knocked out.
Right.
For me, I'm feeling really good because every time sports has a vampire go bloodlust from here on out, my situation just gets better. I'm receiving the ball, which gives me some hope, and I'm just gonna try and beat up on his front line.
Honestly,
so we'll see how things go.
My feeling is just to punch his skinks. As long as I do that, I feel great.
Yeah, that is largely the right play. The hard part for you is going to be getting to them.
It will be, but like my vampires have done a pretty good job at it so far.
And with 4 strength, you've been able to contest the Sauruses a decent amount.
A decent, yeah. I'm not going crazy about it though.
Yeah.
Because I don't want recklessness from my team.
Of course.
Yeah, I was pretty. I know that it was a bit greedy that last dog pile, but the way I looked at it was it's a 3-die. I can pull this off and at least not. It
might change the entirety of this game.
I mean,
I don't have a vampire. To be fair.
I have rolled triple skulls with my mummy before, so it can happen.
Ooh, pouring rain.
Ooh, and there's the pouring rain.
This is why I hate playing on anybody. And this is why I have fucking it's either in the Chaos. I think it's in the Chaos League. I have bubble or whatever the hell it is that makes it always be clear weather.
I mean, I'm perfectly fine with this.
It makes the entire game blue
for me. This makes this advantage for me.
We're gonna head on back up onto the pitch while you beat up Johnny Test for us. Hey, Johnny Test is injured. All right, we'll see you guys at the end of the game.
The execs at Cartoon Network could have told you that about half a decade ago.
Alrighty, so we've already got our first injury of the half. That is going to be 1 Thrall off the pitch. And here's a piling on. But he's not even going to get the armor broken. And Coach Adams doing exactly what he said he would.
Beating up on Riley's front line.
Yeah, exactly. So what I'm curious about now is where does he want to go for this? Because if he brings a player in, there is a way he can get 2 dies onto the Vamps right now. And it looks like that's what he wants to do. Or he might I think he's just blocking them. But he can get 2 dies onto the Vamps. And he always has 2 dies onto the Thralls. So the question here is, does he want to try and commit to beating the Vamps up? Or not? Because it seems like his plan at this point, is to just get all the Thralls off the pitch. Because when you're going up against vampires, unlike when you're going up against someone...
strategy.
It is. So unlike going up against a team like Bretonnians, where you have specialized players and linemen, with Bretonnians, your linemen are there just to get hit the entire game. Like, you're putting them in the way.
It is for a lot of teams.
Yeah, for a lot of teams, I mean, they're linemen. It's what their purpose is. They're there to get hit. They're there to contest. They're there to give you space to move.
They are bodies on the field.
Yes. Having once been a lineman, I can attest to that. You are a body on the field, and you are there to help the other players do what they need to do right. And it's a very, very rewarding position, and a lot of people appreciate it. But the thing about your Thralls being your linemen for vampires is that, unlike with other like star player, like I think I could get my brain to work. I think I can get my brain to work. Unlike other teams where you've got a lot of players who do very similar things, and then like the lineman fill the lineman role, and then have like stars like blitzers or throwers or catchers or players like that who are responsible for getting the actual like rest of the stuff done. Oh, and Chameleon 2 is going to get knocked down. The thing about vampires is that instead of having your lineman getting knocked down having the adverse effect of you don't have as much help, you also keep getting you also get the problem of there's going to be a knockdown onto Basilisk. You run into the problem of you actually need them on the pitch so that those players can stay on the pitch and can go places. And in that regard, I almost feel like learning vampires is a very good way to learn the value of your actual linemen. Because as much as the rest of your players are responsible for making the big plays, you have to learn how to manage the players who aren't constantly doing big stuff. There's going to be the reroll that's going to succeed. That's going to cause the Bloodlust to succeed. So SpongeBob is able to go contest with Tackle. He's yet to stand up Sandy. And he very much needs to. And Hypnotic Gaze is going to succeed onto Goanna. Okay, Arthur's just stunned again. The thing about Hypnotic Gaze that a lot of people forget is it doesn't actually stop you from doing your moves again. It gets rid of tackle zones and prevents you from assisting on blocks and doing other ball-related things. But that effect only persists until that player does something again. So the biggest uses for Hypnotic Gaze is either making a hole for you to run through or messing up your opponent's block order on the next turn. Like if your opponent has a way that they can blockchain things together to free a player up, Hypnotic Gazing one player, especially a player with guard, completely screws up their entire order because now they lose that bonus on their blocks.
Because they lose the tackle zone, don't they?
Yes. So they will not have any tackle zones to assist on.
So guard becomes.
Actually, can they still trip? Because I don't remember it saying anything.
No, because tripping is a tackle zone.
Yes, you lose your tackle zones. Okay. I remembered reading everything that tackle zones affected, but I missed the part where it specifically said your tackle zones are gone. But yeah, because your tackle zones are gone, it's basically you just give somebody Bonehead, but they don't have to make a roll for it. So your opponent will have to activate the player on their next turn in order to make use out of them. Like, if Adam goes through the rest of his turn using the rest of his players, and he fails something at some point and never moves Goanna, Goanna doesn't have his tackle zones at the start of the turn, and Dracula can move for free. So it's a very effective way of screwing up your opponent's turn order and making things harder on them, if you're not using it to just give yourself space to run.
That's true.
The one thing you have to keep in mind, though, is you have to use it at the end of your move action. So you are not able to start a blitz, Hypnotic Gaze someone, and then run away for free and hit a block. Your move ends when you Hypnotic Gaze.
True.
So do not declare a blitz and then use Hypnotic Gaze. You will lose the blitz. But yeah, very, very useful skill. And all things considered, this was a fairly good use of it, because there is a chance that Adam just forgets to hit the activate a player button at the start of the turn, at the end of his turn. Which, granted, is an effect. Oh, he's going for a pass. I was wondering if he was actually going to do that. But that's going to fail, and just like I said, that hypnotic gaze is still in effect. That does not go away until that player gets moved again, until that player gets activated again. And there's going to be a blitz onto Gecko. Pro is going to fail, but he is going to get sent away from the ball. And Dracula has free movement to go pick that up. Oh, no, he doesn't have free movement because Gecko got pushed there. But it looks like he's going to instead go for the pickup with one of his thralls, Patrick Starr. And with the reroll, he's got it. And it looks like he's setting up a cage.
The thrall has the ball.
Yeah. Normally, you don't see thralls getting pickups and taking the ball anywhere, especially not... I don't think Patrick Starr has... I think Patrick Starr has been in the game since... been on the team since the start of Season 1.
Something like that,
and
yeah.
He has no SPP.
0 SPP.
Just like Regina George.
He's been around for a
the
while.
Amazons. Regina George has been on Mean Girls since the very first game and has never earned any SPP. And every time I see her, I keep thinking it's a brand new lineman. And I'm like, hey, Eiley, how come you haven't done something to get that player SPP? Maybe you should do a vanity pass or something. And she's like, I have never had the opportunity, and we've played 30 games with these teams.
Yes, exactly. Just, what position do you play? Left bench. Have you ever played a down? Nope. Have you ever played a drive? Not a single one.
Well, now I'm actually curious. I have a spreadsheet put together that I use to keep track of wins, losses, touchdowns scored and allowed, so that I can get things set up for the All-Star League.
Yeah.
As of the end of Season 3, any team that was in since the start has played 21 games. And then there is an additional 1 or 2 games for every single...
For playoffs.
For all the playoffs. So if you have made it to the finals every time, your team has played about 27 games.
Yeah.
Or has played 27
about
games.
Right.
And Amazons have won every single... I think Amazons have won the championship in every bracket they've been in. So they have actually played 27 games. So Regina George has been in 27 games, has never succeeded at a pass, never injured somebody, never scored a touchdown, and never been randomly assigned MVP.
You are correct. The Amazons have won every tournament bracket that they've been in.
Yeah.
So, if the Amazons make the playoffs...
Someone's got to shut them down.
Then they have a very solid chance of winning the whole thing.
And there's going to be an MNG onto Diodor Ivanchuk. The Apothecary's coming out for that. I guess his thought is that he's got regen on his vampires, so it's less important to use them on the Vamps. But I don't know. I think there are certain injuries and also death I would not want to leave up to the regen roll. So we've got another wonderful instance of tar pitting by Coach Adam. The reroll is going to come out from DeLilly, but dodge is going to save Frilly the Skink. Not where I would have used the blitz, but he does need to find some way for Patrick Starr to get out of here. He can push Lemmy Sukas, but it looks like instead he's pushing. Yeah, he's pushing Gecko away so he can try to get the 2-die onto Gowanna. If he moves Sandy down a few spaces, he gets a 2-die, but instead he's taking the 1-die and he's getting it. Patrick's still stuck with making a 4-up to get away if he wants to roll that. There goes Sandy down the pitch to look for a pass. Not what I'd recommend in the rain. Although, interestingly enough, pouring rain does not affect throwing.
Yeah, strangely.
It's actually a pretty good red die. Oh, he's got tackle. Or he's got wrestle.
Wrestle.
Coach Adams should have picked the push, because now Patrick Starr only has a 3-die instead of the 4-die to get away.
As a 3-up.
Oh, he's still gonna fail it though. And now Patrick Starr is stunned and the ball is down in a hotly contested area. And Adams still has a scoring threat in the end zone. This is looking like it's gonna go into Gurney's favor. I also want to say I'm very proud of both of these coaches for how well they've been, for how much that they've improved since the start of the
oh yeah,
of the season.
Yeah,
since they
I
joined.
agree, absolutely.
There's gonna be the pickup fail.
That's actually really good for,
yeah.
That's like, great for Riley.
It's very good for Riley. As much as we're ribbing on them for mistakes that they're making, I still remember how they played their first season.
Here's the order of operations here. You knock Chameleon to away.
Yep.
Or down. You pick up the ball with with whichever vampire didn't.
Well, there's the bloodlust, so that's the one that's blocking Chameleon. He's gonna lose them for the rest of the drive.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Now you pick up the ball with Dracula, you run it to Sandy.
I can tell you what the order of operations should be.
What?
Stand up your knockdown players.
I mean, yes.
Stand up your knockdown players. Get the Lily into position, based up against Parenti to lock him down, or to lock up Komodo too. But making non-die rolling moves should be your priority. You don't want to.
I think he could have gone for the hand. Actually,
the handoff is a 4-up.
Why is the hand?
Because of pouring rain. When your handoffs count as catches, so you don't want to be handing the ball off.
With a reroll, that's a 75% chance.
All right, looks like he's gonna stop for a quick detour of punching Frilly. He's gonna KO Frilly, but Parenti isn't based. Like, Parenti has not been based up. He can go contest the ball carrier.
He only he has to make it going for it though.
To block he does, but he doesn't have to block. He just has to get there.
That is true.
Because most of the time you just want your opponent to make extra die rolls.
However, at that point, blitz with Dracula, punch him, and then walk away.
Yeah, you can absolutely do that. But Coach Riley's answer is he can blitz SpongeBob with either of his Sauruses. If you have Goanna, blitz SpongeBob, which is a 2-die, and push SpongeBob away, and then he can run over to get to Sandy, and he's freed Komodo 2-up to go get on the ball carrier as well.
Assuming he stands up Goanna.
Yes, which he should stand up Goanna. Also, Chameleon 2 just needs to be on his feet.
Yes.
Keeping Gecko down, I agree with, because now he's freed up a spot for Gecko to go run. I don't know if I would have stuck him there.
I wouldn't have.
See, the thing about contesting the ball carrier with skinks or with any player that is inherently weaker is that when you're doing it, you have to make sure that you're not giving your opponent the opportunity to block out of a tackle zone as opposed to making things harder. Because you can place them in such a way that if you block into them, you're entering new tackle zones.
He's blitzing with Frenzy.
Okay.
That was
that's a good blitz.
Weird position.
No, that's really good because you can push him backwards. I actually like this play. And Dracula's dead.
Dracula's just dead.
He failed the regen.
No!
That's stuck.
Oh no.
Dracula's dead. That is a level 4 vampire gone. I don't know what...
That's the guard vampire.
I don't know how much money is in Coach Riley's inventory. I mean, I would think he has enough that he can afford a vampire.
Do we bring up the other games that were played? Was my game against Dylan this week or last?
You played Dylan 2 weeks ago. That was week 2.
No, the Majors game.
Yeah, it was. You and Dylan had a doubleheader in week 2. And then the reason that we waited to record this one is because we needed you guys to play your week 2 game because Dylan's got work, so he's been busy.
And then I played against what? Kristen?
No. You had a bye week. Because I remember you had a bunch of injuries and you had to spend your apothecary on MNGs. And then I looked at the timeline and I was like, oh, he had a bye week. He didn't have to spend that on an MNG. That's the one thing that people are consistently forgetting to do is checking if they have a bye week, because you can save your apothecary if you get MNGs.
Right.
Bye week. But I also think that every single person in the league has made that mistake, so it's balanced out so far.
Yeah. So in I think my most recent game, I lost both of my witch elves.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Well, so Andy died.
Well, that was your week 3 game against Tristan, right?
No, I had a bye last week.
Right, yeah, sorry, that was your week 2. Yeah, I just said this. I'm dumb. Yeah, you lost both your witch elves because you had an AV down on one of them, right?
No, it was an agility down.
Yeah. On one hand, I'd say maybe hold on to it if you don't have the money.
I had the money for one.
Yeah. I mean, AG down on a witch elf is pretty bad. Ooh, like, that's another injury.
Wow,
the Thrall is going to
MNG.
get an MNG.
I would still say this is a good position for Riley to be in.
Yeah, no, Riley... In terms of winning the game...
In terms of ball placement, yes.
In terms of winning the game... no, I think he's screwed. Because you gotta remember how much movement Sauruses have.
6.
Yeah. Which means... Adam can get almost all of his Saurus... Well... Actually, because of tackle zone placement, he might not be able to get all of them there. If he moves Lemisukas over to get... so that Komodo 2 can get his 2 dies onto these Thralls...
That was not the right place to put Goanna.
There wasn't really many good places to put Goanna, though.
There was.
Well, okay. What he should be doing is getting Lemisukas over to help Komodo get his 2 dies, knock out Dale, so that Iguana can get around to the front. Yeah, he has to get Dale down, but instead he's going to try to move Iguana ahead of time. And again, not getting anybody on the actual ball carrier. But he is going to get it down to a 1 die, and that's going to be enough to knock SpongeBob down.
For now.
Oh, and he's sending him to the side of the pitch. That's a KO.
Oh.
He's trying to get the ball out of bounds.
Yes, he is.
He's not going to get out of bounds, but it is in his tackle zones. I just realized there's only 1 skink left.
Yes.
There's only 1 skink left, and he is all the way in the end zone.
Yes. Adam
has to get his skink. Adam can't score. This this is either a draw or a win for Riley, because the only way that Adam scores at this point is if somehow Osiris picks the ball up.
This is Adam's game to lose.
Yeah. At this point, Adam cannot win. Ooh, I think that was a missed click. He got tripped up there. I don't think he meant to do that. So there is a way Riley scores now, or almost does. If Patrick Star goes for a dodge here. No, oh, he messed it up. If Patrick Star dodged and put a tackle, put a die.
Put a tackle zone on Parenti.
Put a tackle zone on Parenti, then Yosef could make a 2-die, get the ball, and run away with it.
No, he couldn't make a 2-die. Because Goanna has guard.
Or not a 2-die. It wasn't for him to make a 2-die. It was for him to weak... Well, he also has this little move. That would have got him a 2-die.
That's an interesting play. I like that.
See, right there, he could have gotten the 2-die. If he put Patrick Star here and ran around and made that block. He's going for the pickup. He's got the ball. He's going to have to... Oh, he pro re-rolled the going for it. Oh.
And he fell again.
Oh, that
That's
sucks.
Unfortunate.
He got the pro and then he failed the 2-die. Or the 2-up. Riley's
he can
trying...
Still score. He has enough.
He
has to get the ball, though.
I know. That's the thing, is like every single turn from this point on is just technically the Vamps can score here. But at this point, this is one of the things that's really dangerous about playing against Lizardmen, is that they have the Skinks to get the early points, and they have the Saurus to outlast you and just beat you to a pulp. So you have to beat them early, or you have to get rid of their Skinks early if you want to win the game. But usually by the time you're able to get the Skinks gone, the Saurus have gotten rid of most of your team, and it's very hard to contest them.
I have received a message from Coach Riley.
Yes?
About the death of Dracula.
Yeah?
He is angry. That was his second best vampire.
It was, yeah. No, his best vampire is SpongeBob, who is currently KO'd, and his second best was Dracula. I think Dracula and SpongeBob were the ones who have lasted this long. I think he started with two vamps instead of 3, because I cannot remember. I can't remember him having a 3rd vamp. The ball is out of bounds, and that's it. That's going to be it. It's a tie.
That's game. Or, well, there's a chance.
If Adam gets the 6 up to pick the ball up and tosses it. Nope. Coach Riley has decided you are not scoring. Oh, well, actually. There was no stun. The armor break didn't come off. There's still a chance. But yeah, this is looking like a 1-to-1.
This is an this is a 1 agility.
It is a 6-up pickup, and no matter how close he gets, a 6-up pass. And the pickup is going to fail, and that's going to be a tie game.
Game over.
Well, technically there's 1 turn left. Yep, there it goes. Lily's gonna try to blitz him again. I think he forgot about sidestep because he was trying to get. He took the extra movement.
At least he only got stunned.
Yeah, only a stun, but the Lily is gonna get MVP, so that's another level up.
All right.
All right, let's head down to the
1-1
pitch.
at the end.
All right, congratulations on a tie game. That was a very good one for both of you.
Not really for me.
I got so many level ups.
I mean, aside from
so huge for Adam, but it's bad for me because
I mean,
lost
yeah, you
Dracula
did lose
and
Dracula.
didn't win. If I won that game, I say yes, I'm fine. but I did not win.
Hey,
So,
Yeah.
Doolittle leveled up.
Yeah, that's his so.
He won armor breaks. God.
Yeah, so big bashy Lizardman game, and one early touchdown for the Vamps.
I survived the Nurgles and could not survive the Lizards. That's just unfortunate.
I mean, honestly, Lizardman and human teams have both just turned into kill teams at this point.
See,
No, it sucks because that killed Dracula, my best blitzer.
I'm surprised that was only a 1-1 game, considering how fast.
I thought I was gonna go crazy with it.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna win that, but then I got unlucky at points at the very end where I could have probably won.
There's 2 Saurus is leveled up and 1 Skink leveled up for Gurney. We have a level 5 Saurus now.
Don't talk with your mouth full.
So I just rolled doubles. Sluts and Slata. The fucking player I've been trying to get killed for a season and a half is now level fucking 4.
I'm very happy. It makes me very happy to see that the player you want dead is one of your more successful players.
I can give him anything I want.
Well, it's time to buy a new vampire.
Yep.
Wait. When you say doubles, what did you roll?
5s.
So you got 10.
Oh, so you got a 10. So you also got there's also a potential skill up.
Yeah.
What's the skill
I don't know. I can give him anything, then.
No.
The characteristics.
Attribute.
The attributes.
Yeah, I can give him movement allowance or armor value.
Yeah, I wouldn't give
I can
him
have
either
another
of those.
set. I can have another 7 movement Saurus, which is fucking nasty.
Well,
To be
you
fair-
normally just have strength access, right? Or do you have strength and general access?
Normally he has access to strength in general. Now he has access to agility and passing.
Ah, so this was kind of useless for you.
Honestly, SpongeBob was the most unkillable, annoying vampire ever, and I loved it. That's all I can say.
Well, you've still got him.
Yeah, I guess Count Yosef is gonna turn into a blitzer, I guess, at this point.
No, it's not useless because I can give him dodge.
That is useless. Oh wait, no, it's not. I forgot. Yeah, that is very useful for defender stumbles. Yes, so you can give him dodge.
The Saurus now has blodge.
Wait.
I hate
Now,
that.
now if Ben beats Reaper, this could be huge for me, but that all depends.
That's a 9. Okay. What do you want?
I'm putting
agility-wise?
second regardless.
All right,
from
so
that.
that's going to be the end of our week 4 broadcast. Thank you very much for joining us, and it looks like the Vamps might have a chance to move on to the playoffs this season. Someone's got to dethrone Mean Girls though, because they're 4-0.
All I gotta say is they better do it in Dracula's honor. That's all I gotta say.
What is the rest of Mean Girls lineup? I play them week 5. Week 6 you play them
Who
week
do I
6.
play week 5?
Week
play
5
week 6.
you're playing the Dark Elves.
Wait, we have a bye week. Ooh. I have enough money.
And then Mean Girls' last game is against humans.
Hey,
Okay, so I now have. All
right, thank you all for watching, everybody, and we'll
Thanks
see
for
you
watching.
next week. Have a good one.